They charged you how many points? Oh, please. Well, okay. Let's talk about points. Are points a good thing or a bad thing? Well, points sometimes are good things and sometimes are a bad thing. But you need to know that points are extra money that you pay for a mortgage. Now, please understand that in some cases you can't avoid them. For example, it is standard practice across the United States, if you're going to have a government loan, that's a VA or an FHA, there's almost always a point origination. But if you have a conventional loan, there's almost never any points. And so if you're going to go conventional and someone's charging you points, the only reason for doing that is to give you a better deal. On a conventional loan, points are generally charged to reduce the amount of interest on your mortgage. Now, I must tell you, this is rarely ever a good idea if you're spending your hard-earned money on this. Generally speaking, now we're talking only about conventional loans here, okay? Generally speaking, if you're going to have a conventional loan, it takes 5 points to buy the mortgage rate down 1%. So to get from 6.5 to 5.5, you're going to pay 5 points. What's a point? A point is 1% of the mortgage amount. So if you're going to buy the rate down 1% and your loan is $100,000, 5 points is $5,000 or 5% of $100,000. I don't want to do too much math on this because I don't want you to do this, okay? Because when you figure that out and do the math, if your rate goes from 6.5 to 5.5 and you've paid $5,000 to do that, before you sign those papers, I want you to divide the amount of money you're spending by the lesser amount of the payment that you're going to save, and you'll quickly find out that it takes about 7 years to get that money back. You will not see a dime of benefit out of spending that $5,000 until you've lived in the house for about 7 years. And it works that way almost always with points. Generally speaking, when I do points for people and it's a conventional loan, it's almost always when the company is paying those points. So for example, if you're a transferee and you're going to have the company says, well, here's 3 points, you can do whatever you want to with it. If you don't spend them, the company keeps them. So sure, throw them toward the rate and we'll get your rate down a little bit. But if it's your own hard-earned money, points are almost never a good idea. And it's real simple. How long are you going to live in the house? What does it cost to get the rate to where you want it? Or what does it cost to get the rate down? And what's the difference in that monthly payment divided by what it costs you to get it there? That's what points are about. Those are called discount points. The other kind of points that we talked about are origination points. Now, when we were all young, everybody charged points for mortgages. Nowadays, it's so competitive, nobody charges points for mortgages, except the government loans, like I told you, where it's quite traditional and quite normal to pay a point origination. But that's about points. And before you sign up for those points, please do your math. Ask somebody that knows. Ask some disinterested party that might have the expertise to figure that out for you if you can't do it yourself. But please, before you sign the papers, do the math. Talk to you later.